Cheers. I got this little Timemore kettle. It's 300 milliliters, very small. I basically got it for camping because I wanted something small for pour overs. So I could do, gooseneck and pour steady and slow and gentle. And that did a good job. I usually do 2 small pour overs, and this is enough for basically 1 at a time. So what I did is I just used a bigger thing to boil water in, and then I refilled it for the second pour over, and that worked pretty nicely. I noticed the stream on this when you're pouring, it breaks up pretty quickly, so you gotta pour close to your coffee bed, but this thing's designed so that you can get right up in your coffee bed, and it works well that way. So not really a problem. But at first, when I was testing it over the sink, I was like, the stream starts breaking up pretty early. So it's like you have a couple inches basically, and then it breaks up and looks like it's more turbulent. So just to summarize versus tests I've done previously, this is the fellow Stagg EKG Pro Studio version, the fancier one. With this one happens to have wood. I don't think you need to have wood for the Pro Studio. Some of them, like, you can get the black handle version without wood, which I would normally say I like better, because I don't like wood with coffee stuff that could possibly get wet and it'll get ruined. But this actually feels pretty nice. It's very smooth. So I noticed one difference between the regular Stagg EKG kettle and the Pro Studio version. The Pro Studio one has a maximum higher flow rate, so I liked that for multi-use. So like if you're going to use your kettle for tea or oatmeal, the faster flow rate is a lot nicer because you don't have to sit there pouring so slowly. So but I noticed it's harder to pour with a very slow flow rate. So this one's more like it wants to pour at like 4 to 5 milliliters a second, and the regular Stagg EKG non-pro, non-studio, this one, it looks the same, but like I noticed it maximum pour speed is more limited. So like when I use it for refilling my Euro Piccola, the Pro one is nicer because you can fill it up faster than this one. But for like 3 to 4 milliliters a second, this one seems more ideal for flowing, steadily flowing at that rate. It's easier to be consistent with 3 to 4 milliliters on the non-pro, and this one tends to be more consistent around 4 to 5 milliliters a second. So a little faster flow rate. One thing I noticed about this is because it has such a small spout, it seems to flow at around maybe 3 milliliters a second very consistently, and that's like probably maximum. I don't know, but that's what we're going to find out now. So let's test it. So this scale and the app will tell us the flow rate. This is the Hario Jimmy, or Haroya Jimmy. And it has an app that there's like a training mode, so we're gonna put it on. So this is like it's like a little game. So I'm gonna set it, the goal is 3 grams per second, or 3 milliliters a second, and we got 30 seconds, so let's give it a little pour. So I'm gonna pour it fast as I can. Okay, so it can go 7-8 grams a second. That's much faster than, much slower than the maximum flow rate on the other 2 kettles. All right, so now I'm going to try again with a slower flow rate. Let's see. So you can see how it breaks up pretty early. So what you want is a nice gentle stream, but you can achieve that easy. So I'm pouring, it's about 4 grams a second. That's how I was doing my pour over. Very consistent, 3, 4. So it's easy to pour it nice and slow. 3 grams a second, So first I was just showing the yeah, I wasn't really trying to get 3 grams a second for the first part. I was just showing how it broke up the stream from a higher distance. But yeah, just pretty consistent. So yeah, not bad. In comparison, just filled this up. It's with cold water though. Let's see if I can get 3. It doesn't even look like it's that fast. But it's 5 grams per second here. And we can get a little higher before the stream breaks up. Oh. It's getting a little full. But yeah, so you can tell not quite as easy to get consistent slow results. That wasn't the best try, but yeah. So yeah, if you want really slow pours, this little thing is a good option. I'm gonna try it at yeah, I'll probably try it at home just to see how it compares. Like if a 3 milliliter a second very slow flow rate is any makes a noticeable difference versus 5 or 4 or whatever I can get with my other kettles. So yeah, the other thing I got to keep in mind though is if I'm transferring from one of these kettles into this one, I got to make sure it's sufficiently preheated so that I'm not losing temperature, and then the difference is going to be temperature difference rather than the pour difference. But yeah, so I like it.